What's going on? Welcome to another live edition of Real Fans Real Talk. Got a whole lot to get into. It's a big weekend, man. Coming up for boxing. You know we're gonna talk about that Haney and Garcia because myself and Mr. Sanchez over here is gonna be in the building for that one. But yo, this WNBA draft is going down tonight as well. The NBA playoffs are officially here. Well, maybe not officially because you still got to do the play in first and then the playoffs start. But you get you get what I'm going with this one. And of course, my Yankees are still holding down the best record in baseball right now. But before we get into all of that, let me introduce my co-host, my brother, Eric Sanchez, aka Legend in Two Games. What's going on, man?
What's really good? You already know it's time to get to it, man. WNBA draft is going down now as we speak. NBA playoffs officially, I guess, start tomorrow, right, with the playing game. And baseball's in full effect. I started to wear my Yankee hat as well, but y'all cost me on a Bing Bong parlay yesterday, Trip. I just want you to know because the Knicks
Listen,
and the Mets won, but the Yankees lost in extra innings.
can't get them all. What it do, baby? Shout
What's
out to
good,
Will
Will?
Gordon in the building. Shout out to Pooh. Pooh first in the comments early. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all for staying up a little bit later with us tonight. Had some running around we had to get done, but we are here and ready to talk. Pooh says the 2024 WNBA draft is tonight. I'm sure some picks will be made while online. That is true. But since we all know who the number one pick is, I think we'll be good for this one because we everybody knows Kane Clark is going number one in the draft. But shout out to the ladies tonight, man. I am looking forward to catching some of this draft and seeing where Angel gets drafted. And there's a couple other ladies that I want to see, what teams they go to as well.
Absolutely. I'm interested to see what's going on. The ladies were looking beautiful tonight at the draft as well. I was watching some of the pre-show. Shout out to Amani. We'll let you know as the picks come through. I'm sure we'll be announcing them on the show as well.
Yeah. We generally do that on when we record on draft nights. I don't know. Are we doing the NFL draft special this year, Eric?
Yeah, you know we got to do that.
I guess we're gonna be doing an NFL draft
We got to do.
special.
We'll get ready. We're doing an NFL draft special, and I mean if the Chargers land Harrison Jr., I know Will's gonna be going crazy. But if they don't, it might
Yeah,
be similar to that night Trip when I was in studio and the Knicks passed on Michael Porter Jr. for Kevin Knox. It might be that type of night. I still
facts.
never forget that.
And yes, Imani, I see the comment. I'll post that up later. I appreciate you giving us permission to talk about King James and the Lakers tonight. I appreciate that because we done win a couple of weeks, but we kept it on the hush hush. But now it's playoff time, so we got to talk about my man LeBron James a little bit later on in the program. Um, Let me go to Pool's next comment up here. Will Caitlin Clark be a WNBA star right away? How will Angel Reese's game translate in the WNBA? Hope Chicago gets her. All right, let's start with Caitlin Clark. Yes, Caitlin Clark will be a star in the WNBA right away because she's already a star. So that's not going to change. Now, she can go in there and stink up the joint her rookie season, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think she's going to do well this incoming season. Now I ain't gonna say she's gonna be the best player in the WNBA. I ain't disrespecting the ladies like that, but I think that she will have a very good rookie year, and she will be a contender for rookie of the year. So as far as Caitlin Clark goes, I think she's gonna be just fine. Angel Reese, um, and Eric and I have spoke about this before. She does need to work on her offensive game as she enters into the pro game. However, her defensive ability and her rebounding is what's going to set her apart at the next level. So I'm looking forward to seeing where Angel Reese gets drafted. I was seeing around 7, between like 7 and 10. I was hoping that the Liberty would trade up to try to get her. But I'm seeing like about 7 to 10, and I did see a couple of mock drafts. They did have Chicago drafting Angel Reese along with I forget I gotta pull up her name, but she's like 6'7", and a center, and I gotta see what her name is. But I did see Chicago in the market for Angel Reese, but I think her game is gonna translate just fine. The offense will come around, but right now, as long as she's focused on locking up on defense and rebounding, I think she's gonna be just fine.
Yeah, I think both young ladies are going to be just fine at the next level. Caitlin Clark will be a very good player. I don't want to go as far to say star, because the Indiana Fever had the #1 pick last year. So this is a team that's still rebuilding and trying to get all the pieces together. But Caitlin Clark's point guard ability and the ability to find open teammates can't be overlooked. So as I mentioned, the Trip, I think we talked about it off there. I think right off the bat, Caitlin Clark's going to average 15 and 5. So it won't be super impressive, but it will be quality right away. And then depending on how they build the rest of that team around her, because she is a 6-foot guard. She's not the physical dominant presence that Angel Reese can be or Cardoso. So I think she's going to be really good. Angel Reese has got to work on her offensive game. That's why I was very happy to see her in the gym with Chris Brinkley working on her jump shot, trying to expand her range a little bit, because I think defensively and the rebounding is going to be there from jump. It's going to really be the polish on the offensive end that's going to be able to set her game apart from everyone else. And when she gets that, she probably has an opportunity and maybe even has a higher ceiling than Caitlin Clark because of the way she can affect the game on both ends of the court.
Yes. While you're talking, Eric, I mean, we kind of pretty much said it, but the first overall pick is in, and of course it did go to Caitlin Clark. So congratulations to Caitlin Clark. Excuse me. All right. Moving on up like George and Weezy, #1 pick in the WNBA draft. You gotta love it. I mean, everybody knew this was gonna happen. It was the ultimate, there was no secrets about the #1 pick in this year's draft. Everyone knew it was Caitlin Clark, but now it is done. She was able to walk across that stage. And hey, it's a big deal being a #1 draft pick. So congratulations to her.
Absolutely. And well deserved. She was a great collegiate player, and now she gets to take her talents to the next level.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me go to Ron's question or comment. I love Miss Caitlin Clark and what she's doing for the game in WNBA. They have 36 of her 40 games on national TV. Great biz move, but are we making her the savior? I don't know if it's about making her the savior, because there are stars in the WNBA. However, when you have a rising star who dominated the way Caitlin Clark dominated in college and is now going into the pros, you want to push that the same way the NBA has pushed Wemby, the same way they pushed Zion when Zion was coming into the league as the #1 draft pick, the same way they pushed LeBron James. If you want to go all the way back, since now I get to talk about LeBron tonight. Yes, that's the league is doing what they are supposed to do. You push your stars so that you can continue to generate revenue, and she is going to bring a lot of fans with her into the WNBA.
Absolutely, it's a great business move, and it's the right thing to do. Again, also she's also going to Indiana, so she's not going to a marquee media capital. So to put her on national TV as much as possible is what they want to do, and you hope to kind of piggyback off of her buzz from college and what she did for the tournament the last few years, and you hope that translates to the WNBA. Now she's got to play well. That's the most important thing, because the buzz will die down if she struggles at the next level. But if she plays well, then it will be must-see TV. And let's not act like a lot of us weren't tuning in for her games at college. So what would stop us now that she's at the next level? I think I know I'll be watching.
Absolutely. Listen, you're either going to watch because you want to see her do well. You're going to watch because you don't want to see her do well, but you're going to watch her because she is definitely box office. I'm looking forward to seeing Indiana play the Liberty this season. I might have to pull up to that to that game if they get over to the Barclays Center and play. Shout out to Kyrie McKnight and Hoopballer Scoop.
We get to that. We get to that
later in the show. Come on, y'all get to it. We got y'all. Don't worry. We got some sports stuff that we got to get to in the meantime, though. All right. But a shout out to all the supporters, man. Appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Y'all hit that subscribe button on the YouTube channel. Let me throw that up on the screen really quick for y'all. YouTube.com/For The Fans Productions. Oh, I didn't forget about y'all. I did get up with Big Gene last week. He sent over another exclusive for you guys. I just haven't had a chance to edit the clip up yet. So by next week's show, I'll have it edited and I'll post it up for you guys. But did show y'all some love and sent over another exclusive just for the family. Let's see where we at with it. You know what? We're gonna jump around a little bit. We're gonna talk USA basketball. I seen Hoopballer Scoop just tagged this and that on his page on Facebook. So let me go to Ron Charles' question. USA just posted the final roster, leaving one spot open. That's on that roster, and who should get the last spot? Okay. First of all, I don't care who gets the last spot because ain't nobody beating this team right here. We
Mhm.
run it through the Olympics. We getting the gold medal like we've been doing, and that's it. There's no team in no country around the world that could beat Voltron that was just assembled right now on Team USA's roster. I'm sorry, when you got Joel Embiid, Anthony Davis, and then Bam as your 1, 2, 3 on the big man standpoint. You got LeBron James, Kevin Durant, you got Jason Tatum, you got Devin Booker, you got the greatest shooter that God ever blessed us with, and Steph Curry starting at point guard. I don't care who's on that last roster spot. Much respect to them because they definitely deserve it, whoever it is. But it don't even matter because we running the table and it's gonna get ugly.
Trip, they could put you or I in that last roster spot. It wouldn't even matter. Nobody is beating this team. It's a wrap. Book it now. Book it now. The most noticeable person left off is somebody that we talked about, Trip, and we said it then, and we knew he wasn't going to be on the roster. And I don't think he's going to get the last roster spot either. It's Kyrie. As deserving as Kyrie might be, we knew that the off the court things might be too much of a distraction for him to be a part of Team USA. Granted, he hasn't been an issue. There hasn't been any issues this season, but we can't ignore what took place the last few seasons. But in terms of, to answer it directly, Jalen Brunson might be deserving. Kawhi might be deserving. This might be an opportunity for one of the younger guys. We always talk about a change under the guard. Zion has played well this year, so Zion may be the guy that's perfectly suited for this. The excitement that he brings, obviously the dunks that he'll bring to the table in the open court. And then again, an opportunity to showcase a young face of the league. So some of the other guys I think are a little older. I wouldn't put Jimmy Butler there. Kawhi, maybe, but I wouldn't. You don't really need Kawhi. Kyrie,
on KD and Tatum.
Yeah, yeah, and then I wouldn't mind, and this is a little biased, but I wouldn't mind Jalen Brunson because he was with the summer team this year, so there's that already in place. But maybe Zion. I think just for the excitement standpoint. Let him get a couple highlight dunks out there.
Yeah, I would say my first choice would be Kyrie, just because I would love to see him and Luka going at it, because we're gonna wind up playing each other at some point. So I would love to see that. But if we're talking about who I feel like has proved that they deserve that spot the most this season, then it has to be Jalen Brunson, who has the Knicks in second place for the first time since, was it 2003, Eric?
2013, baby. Come on.
But I would say Jalen Brunson, who I believe is right now second or third in the league in scoring.
He's fourth in the league right now in scoring.
Fourth in the league in scoring.
I'll double check, but I believe he ended fourth. Yeah.
Okay. You got to go with Jalen Brunson, and in the season that he's having this year, multiple 40-point games, couple of 50s or 60 this season, and the Knicks are in second place without Julius Randle, without Mitchell Robinson being there almost half the season, with OG Anunoby being in and out of the lineup. The Knicks still managed to lock in the number 2 seed in the Eastern Conference, and I got to give the New York Knickerbockers their flowers on doing that. So I'm gonna take Jalen Brunson. I think Jalen Brunson deserves that spot.
I agree. I think Jalen is very deserving of the spot. And like you said, everything he's done this year, it's amazing when you really think about that. Randall being out 30 plus games, Mitchell Robinson missed 40 plus games. OG was in and out of the lineup since the time they traded for him. For most of the year, because of injury, the second best player on his team has been Dante DiVincenzo. And yet somehow they're the second seed in the East. So Jalen Brunson is deserving of all the praise that he's been getting. And I wouldn't mind if he got the spot. I would love for Nick to be there and get a gold medal.
Absolutely. Big shout out to Cameron Brink out of Stanford. She goes number 2, 6'4" power forward out of Stanford. And all right, so big shout out to her. I know I told you we was gonna keep y'all updated on what's going on with the draft. But yeah, man, I would love to see Jalen Brunson get that spot, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. He definitely is deserving of that spot, though. All right, let's go. Pooh, shout out to Pooh. She says, "Is Wemby already somewhat a mega star?" I'm going to say yes, but it's a combination of a couple of things. One is what we just talked about earlier in the program in regards to the Caitlin Clark thing and the leagues pushing their stars. Wemby being the biggest prospect since LeBron James. You know what I mean? So So there's that factor with pushing your stars. But the other part to that is he's a physical freak of nature, a 7'6" player who can put the ball on the floor, can shoot the three, can post up, can play defense, can block shots like it's nobody's business. He does everything. So he is backing it up. But yeah, he for those reasons combined, yeah, he's already that. I think he was in the top 5 in most social media mentions earlier this season. So yeah, he is. You got to, yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, he is, man. I, I don't know how you can deny what he's been able to do. It's such an impressive rookie season. There was a lot of hype already coming in because of his play internationally, and now what he's done on this level is crazy, man. And shout out to Vernon Brownlee because we were going back and forth the other day because he's obviously been one that put Wemby in the top 10 since his first week in the league. And I'm not ready to put him the top 10 player just because I think there's so many great players in the league, but he is on the cusp of being a top 10 player. And he's probably going to win Defensive Player of the Year. I think he should win Defensive Player of the Year as a rookie. I would put him in the megastar category. We talked about all the nationally televised games Caitlin Clark is going to have as a rookie. Wemby had a lot as a rookie. He's going to have even more in his sophomore year. I got to see him play in person, Trip.
If he gets Defensive Player of the Year, I mean, I don't even think you could debate him being a megastar.
Yeah.
Like that it just is what it is. Shout out to Will Gordon. And shout out to Pooh. Will says, Pooh, you're a megastar, at least on this show. I ain't mad at you, Will. And yes, Wemby is an absolute problem. And as that team gets better and he gets a number 2,
yeah.
and he may get that number 2 this coming off season with guys like Trey Young and Donovan Mitchell possibly being available. He may get that second superstar.
Trey Young.
So yeah, just be on the
Trey Young
lookout.
makes perfect sense there.
Yeah, you gotta love it. Ron Charles, thoughts on Allen Iverson's statue? Fans clowning how little it was. Pause. No dick.
Pause.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? Because at first I was a little bit offended as well, because I'm like, why would they give AI a midget statue?
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. I don't know if we can say that. If that's politically. Why would they give AI that small statue? But Philly, they have something. It's like a Legends Row kind of thing, and all of the Legends statues are that size. So it wasn't a slight to AI. All right. So I know everybody was kind of upset about it. I think that Philly would have done itself a favor by letting the world know that, because most of us did not know that. I'm sure outside of probably Philadelphia 76er fans, the world is not going to know that all of the statues are that height. You know what I mean? Because when you're talking about statues and you look at the guys that have statues, Jordan, Dirk, Kobe, Shaq, Kareem, Magic, Bird, all these guys that have statues, they're actual life-size statues. So I think if Philly had just made that statement first and kind of let people know, it wouldn't even been this much of an issue. But it is what it is. It's nothing but respect for AI.
Yeah, I don't even think it was an issue. I think social media created an issue out of it because this is the statue that's at their practice facility, as you mentioned, which is it's like a walk of fame type honor thing for their legends, and they put like miniature statues leading into the practice facility. AI will eventually get the larger statue in front of the actual arena, like all greats get. But social media ran with it and made it seem like, oh man, look what they did. And I can understand it because shout out to Will Gordon. We talked about this before. We saw how the Commanders, how dirty they did Sean Taylor with their statue. So we've seen some organizations that have really dropped the ball on honoring their legends. But the Sixers will do right by AI when it's time for the real statue in front of the arena.
Exactly. Let me go to Kyrie McKnight's question. Why isn't Jason Tatum the face of the NBA? What's he lacking? He is regular, and he hasn't won anything yet. And when I say regular, I don't mean regular according to normal people standards. I mean according to superstar standards. He's a regular superstar. There's nothing that stands out about Jason Tatum. Yes, he's a great player. He's top 5 in the NBA right now, but there is nothing about Jason Tatum that says, yo, that's that guy. And when you look at the younger guys that have come in and they kind of already have surpassed him, when you look at, I was John Morant before all the controversy, but Anthony Edwards now turning his game all the way up. It makes it even harder for Jason Tatum because he's not the most explosively athletic person. He's not jumping out the gym dunking on cats. He doesn't shoot like Steph Curry. He's just an all-around very good player, but it takes more than that to be the face of the league. Now, winning helps, so we'll see what happens this season, but he needs a lot more to become the face of the NBA.
Well, Kyrie, if you're still tuned in, I want to know, why should he be the face? He hasn't won anything. I don't think he has any top 3 finishes in the MVP voting. He's a fringe first team All NBA guy, because if we're talking at the forward position, as far as All NBA, he's not better than KD. He's not better than Braun. He's probably not better than Kawhi, really. And that's just a few guys that I mentioned at the forward position. So I don't know why he should be the face of the league. I think we're casually throwing out this phrase as if he deserves it when he hasn't put in the work to be the face of the league. What has he done? But other than that, also, I think a part of Tatum, I think that I don't like, and I like his game, is that he's trying to be like, he thinks he's going to be like this modern day cool version of Kobe Bryant, like throwing on the armband when it's game 7 and referencing Mamba mentality. And he's not that type of player. I think it comes across a little bit disingenuous, but other than that, what has he done really? Like Trip said, why are we even having a conversation about him being the face of the NBA? If anybody should be the face of the league, it should be the Joker, who is on the cusp of winning his 3rd MVP in 4 years and has won a championship and has been first team All NBA now. It's about to be for 4 straight years. Those are the guys deserving of being a face of the league. You got to be a first team All NBA guy. You got to be an MVP. You got to be a champion. You just can't be the face of the league just because you cool. He got one of the sharpest lineups in the game. Don't get me wrong, Trip. It's a sharp lineup, but to me, that's still making the face of the league.
Facts. Let me go back to Will's comment about Iverson. Iverson is a guy that no statue can pay homage to. He's a real one and needs no statue for the folks that know who he was and what he meant to the game and more to the culture. Absolutely. You couldn't build a statue to represent AI because it would have to be the height of the damn building itself. If you're talking about impact on especially on the culture, but impact on the game, the dominance from somebody that was barely 6 feet tall. I mean, like you can't speak highly enough about Allen Iverson. So yeah, that's the only thing. But the internet always got to twist things around and what I'm saying, make something out of nothing, because that's what it really was. It really was nothing, but it's the internet. So it is.
It was nothing at all. It was absolutely nothing. And to this comment, Will Gordon, I actually ran into Iverson. I think I told you about the situation, Trip. I was a little disappointed. It doesn't change my perception of AI. I'm not going to talk about it live on air. Will, you and I can talk about it off air. But I did have a meeting with AI one time recently, and I was a little disappointed. But his impact on the culture, there's no denying that. There's no disputing or debating that.
Yeah. Let me go back to Kyrie McKnight. Suns, T-Wolves, Clippers, Mavs. Who y'all like in these series? I'll be honest with you.
I love these series.
I don't know.
I love these 2 series.
I think both of these series can go either way. The Clippers can have one of them series. Especially if Kawhi and Paul George are healthy. Plus, you got James Harden and Russ, and with the way they've been playing after they got their act together. I mean, anything's possible. But then Kyrie and Luka have also, been playing very well. So that one can go either way. Same thing with the Suns. I know the Suns have been up and down, but now we're talking about the playoffs. We down to the nitty gritty, and Kevin Durant. When you got to try to stop him in a 7-game series, that's not the same as you might get one game where you could somewhat contain him. They're not going to be no easy pickoffs either.
No, they're not. And I'm Trip. I wasn't laughing at you. I was laughing at Drunk's comment because Drunk, you're a fucking fool, bro. Drunk, that shit made me laugh for real. Like I'm sorry, but these are two. Yeah. These are 2 of the great matchups of the first round. And as we get through the playing games the next 2 days, I think we're really going to start to get excited for some of these matchups on the East as well. But Clippers Mavs, this is the third time they're meeting in the playoffs, but this time Luka has help. And Luka has given the Clippers the blues in the past. And now he gets help with Kyrie and the way they're clicking. That's going to be an amazing series. And I like the Mavs. I'm not gonna lie. Luka's playing like an MVP, and this is probably the best ball we've seen Kyrie play since he left LeBron. And then you add to the fact those rim protectors that they have now with Gafford, with Derek Lively, who's supposed to be coming back from injury, and with PJ Washington. They have like this great mix of guards who can take over the game, and then with the interior presence to really slow you down. And let's not forget Tim Hardaway Jr. as well, who's a guy who's a great bucket off the bench and on any given night could get you 25 as well. So it's another guy you got to worry about. I like Dallas a lot in that series.
Yeah.
Clippers, I think the James Harden, that run they went on a couple months ago, since then, I think they've been a 500 team, something like that. I think that's done. The Clippers, I think it's over for them. Suns T-Wolves strategically is very exciting because the T-Wolves are going to have to figure out a way to keep Rudy Gobert on the court. The Suns are going to pick and roll the T-Wolves to death and force Gobert to operate in space. This is why the Suns made the move for Bradley Beal to have three guys who can pick and roll and who can isolate you and go to work, especially from the mid-range. Gobert, and this is going to be a tough series for him. And I like the Suns to win this one. I think the T-Wolves just aren't ready yet. Now, if Cat comes back, which he played the other day, and if Cat is healthy, that can help them because it would allow them to play Cat at the 5 and still keep a little bit of size on the court. Pause. But I do like the Suns, and I like the Mavs in these two series.
Let me post up Drunk's comment real quick now because I'm gonna go to the next couple of picks. I wasn't gonna start tonight, but they on WNBA draft talking about you giving your family a better life. 90K a year ain't changing the whole family life. It depends on where you from, man. If you from the struggle, 90K is a big help, man. Come on, we can't do that, Drunk. That's a lot, man. You gotta know how to hustle. You gotta know how to flip that thing and reverse it, you know. But shout out to Camila Cordoza, newly crowned national champion. That's the starting center for South Carolina. Shout out to Dawn Staley as well. Congratulations again. Third overall pick to the Chicago Sky. That's why I was referring to earlier. If they mess around and pick up Angel Reese at the 7th spot, that's going to be a nice little tandem between those two. With Cardoza at 6'7".
Well, that was part of a trade, Trip.
Oh, so she said they sent them off?
Oh, no, hold on. No, you're right. They still got the 7. Yeah.
And then Rakia Jackson out of Tennessee. She is the 4th overall pick in the draft. So congratulations to both of those ladies there. We're gonna keep bouncing back and forth. Let me go back to the comments up here though. Let me see where we at with it. All right. Yes, got you, Imani. We dropping all the picks for you. Let me thought was coming. Yeah, I want my boo Camila Cordoza to Washington. I think it's too late. Well, sorry, man. Sorry. It's not we could do about that, man. We got to talk about the Giannis injury really quick, Eric. How big of a deal is this Giannis injury, and do the Bucks have enough to withstand if Giannis is able to come back and be at at least 80%? We've seen him come back against the Suns and they
No. Defensively, they're not good enough. Middleton has to play the way he did a few years ago to kind of offset Giannis's injury. But so much of what they do is predicated on Dame and Giannis that missing one of those guys changes the dynamic of this team completely. And so this first round series against the Pacers is going to be very interesting because the Pacers were giving them trouble in the regular season because of their style of play. The Pacers are very up and down. The Pacers highest scoring team in the league. They get a lot of shots up and they make you play the length of the court because of their style. Like I said, pushing the tempo, forcing you to guard the corners. This is going to be a very tough matchup for them. And this is very similar to when KD had a type injury like this. Remember with Golden State, where he missed a lot of time and then he tried to come back and then he re-aggravated and then it ended up being an Achilles injury. So for Giannis, I'm very interested to see how long they are going to try to go without him. Because if they go down 0-1, let's say they hypothetically lose game 1 over the weekend, and that's going to be in Milwaukee. There's going to be a lot of pressure to get Giannis back on the court against a team. And I know people love to say, oh, regular season doesn't mean anything in the playoffs. To a certain extent, it does, because if you've had success against a team in the regular season, you play with a lot of confidence when you see them in the playoffs. And if the Pacers come out, remember the Pacers bumped them in the in-season tournament. I know a lot of people don't like to talk about the in-season tournament, but it was a real thing. The Pacers beat them in that. The Pacers beat them in some other regular season games this year as well. So if the Pacers were to come out and win game one, let's say game one is on Saturday and the Pacers win game one, I promise you, the Bucks will try to force Giannis back and say, we got to get him back for game two. There's a lot of pressure on the Bucks to win this year. You made the trade for Dame. You brought in Doc Rivers as the head coach when you fired Adrian Griffin. The Bucks losing game one could change everything for the Bucks. If they lose, Giannis will get rushed back on the court, and then that could have long-lasting effects throughout the playoffs.
Let me ask you this then. If Giannis is unavailable for round one of the NBA playoffs, do the Bucks make it out of the first round?
I don't think they will. I don't think they will. And this goes back to statements that I made in the past. We love talking about how great Dame is, but how many big playoff series has Dame been in? How many times has Dame got bumped early in the playoffs? Like, Dame doesn't have a long track record of making deep playoff runs on his own. And this is what it would be in Milwaukee. It would be Dame on his own trying to lead this team past a young and very hungry Pacers team that has a lot of talent. Like, let's not pretend like the Pacers don't have talent. They got a lot of talent. And so Milwaukee, game one to me is going to let me know everything I need to know. If Milwaukee struggles game one, I promise you, I will place the bet right now that they will be like, Giannis, get up out there for game two, because there's no way we can afford to go down 0-2 against this team that has had our number most of the year.
Yeah. All right, we got another pick in. Dallas picked up J.C. Sheldon out of Ohio State. Congratulations on that one. I see the comments coming in. Let me read this one first. What on the street is Dame hates the Bucks. They have zero chance. Team chemistry is negative 35. Well, we're gonna find out real soon what they made of.
Yeah.
Dame the first in the West, but he has CJ as Robin. Damon Brook Lopez. Nah, yeah. I don't know. Now, Indiana has struggled the second half of the season, but if you telling me Giannis ain't gonna be there, I think this is anybody's series. We're gonna see if Dame can step in.
I think this series is going to be much more competitive than people even realize from the jump. Because, like I said, the Pacers' style of play, because Milwaukee struggles defensively, this is perfect for them. They're going to get a lot of open threes. They're going to get to play the type of tempo they want to play. And this was going to be perfect for the Pacers in terms of matchup. Now, I don't think they were going to beat a fully healthy Milwaukee Bucks team. But in terms of, like, can we compete? Absolutely. Because all these games were going to be 130 to 125. They were going to be high-scoring affairs that would have been perfect for the Pacers. Now, without Giannis, all of the defensive focus goes on Dame. And to Drunk's point, who becomes my second option? Because Middleton, he's been inconsistent all year. Can we get enough of Middleton? Are we expecting Bobby Portis to be giving us double-doubles every night off the bench?
Probably not.
They're going to let Pat Connaughton shoot as many open threes as he wants, because they're not going to let Dame beat them. So it's going to get very interesting without Giannis.
Yeah, I seen that too. I guess she's listed at 5'11". They took a 5'10" chick over Andrew Reese. Endorsement deal's over now. I mean, they took what they needed as opposed to maybe the, I guess, better player in the draft order. They took the team need, but hey, I didn't want Andrew Reese to go to Dallas anyway, so I'm actually I'm actually happy about that. Damn it, I don't like eat this pizza. I don't like peppers and ish. Or hey, yo, brother, slow, no diddy, pause on your glizzies. And I'm not trying to get lost around O Block. Me and Camilla over before we.
Listen, sometimes you just got to rip the Band-Aid off, Will. Sometimes you just got to know, like, all right, it's time.
I don't even think about Middleton. He's a diet. He hasn't been the same since the injury, though.
He hasn't. He had a great playoff run that year that they won it all, but he has not been the same since.
Exactly. Now, with that being said, Let me go to Imani. Shout out to Imani, man. I love when Imani be dropping her comments. Hey Trip, y'all can talk Lakers now. Y'all ain't you happy? Look at the smile on your face. Yes, come on, man. Y'all know me so well out here. Yes, we can because the Lakers are in the playing tournament. Now, Eric and myself, we went over a specific strategy that may need to be implemented in this playing game against the New Orleans Pelicans, and that is to not play LeBron James or Anthony Davis in this game. Let whoever's going to win that game get the 7th seed, and then we're gonna have to take out. Anthony Davis got to get his first win over the Kings, and it's a bonus.
Shout out to ESPN because I saw that Mike Greenberg used that on his show this morning. And for the record, I text Trip this yesterday. I also texted to Vernon Brownlee. I got proof. I texted yesterday the moment the games were over. And I said, and I still stand by it, the Lakers will lose to the Pelicans to avoid the Nuggets. They will lose to the Pelicans, worry about winning the second game, go in as the 8th seed, and then that becomes an easier path of success in the playoffs. I know people are not going to like it. I know people will criticize LeBron, especially if LeBron does not play. But if you're the Lakers, your goal is not just to make the playoffs, it's to possibly have the deepest playoff run you can have. Am I right, Trip? Right? Yeah. We don't want to just make the playoffs. We want to try to maximize this opportunity.
Right.
If you're going as the 7th seed, you are without a doubt an underdog against the defending champion Nuggets, who have dominated you the last 2 seasons, and you don't have the really good matchups. As we talked about before, you just don't have enough interior depth to hang with the Nuggets. Now, on the flip side of that, OKC is a very young, inexperienced team. They lack a lot of interior depth. You can win that matchup. More importantly, moving forward, and not to assume that the Lakers automatically just beat Oklahoma City, but you got to view it from this perspective. We going into the playoffs, we want the easiest path, least path of resistance to get through. If you beat Oklahoma City in the first round as the 8th seed, your second round matchup is probably going to be the winner of Dallas Clippers, which I think is going to be a 7-game series. That is a far more desirable matchup than if you could even beat the Nuggets. If you beat the Nuggets in the second round, then you probably got to play Phoenix, who's another bad matchup for the Lakers.
Yeah.
So if I'm the Lakers, I'm like, hey, look, not to say that we don't respect these teams, but I would much rather play Oklahoma City and then play the winner of a 7-game bloodbath between the Clippers and Mavs than have to face the Nuggets, find a way to beat the Nuggets, and then, oh, by the way, see Kevin Durant and Devin Booker waiting for me in the second round now. Yeah. So I think what makes the most sense is you lose tomorrow night if you're the Lakers. I would not be surprised. Remember that episode when Martin started grabbing his hamstring, when Don Staley and them was beating up on the guys? I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, Lisa Leslie that was giving him the blues. I would not be surprised if Anthony Davis started grabbing his lower back, Braun started grabbing his hamstring, and they sit out with a mysterious injury and then say, hey, but we got to regroup for the next one. And then they come out and look crazy in the next game and win the AFC.
Because think about it, you got to do something because it's going to be a little suspect because you just ran them dudes out the gym and that was full roster versus full roster. Right. So if you go in there, you know what I'm saying? If you go in there and just throw the game, you're going to be just saving points. Okay, you can't do that. You got to make it look legitimate since you just beat them by like 30 2 nights ago and they had everybody playing. But yeah, I mean, the best thing to do, because I do feel like Golden State will beat Sacramento, and I think they just have their number. And then I think that the Lakers will beat Golden State as long as Anthony Davis is in the game. I think they'll beat Golden State. That's the only thing. Because I think when they lost the last time, Anthony Davis went out in that game. So if they can do that again, I've said in the past, the only team that I think is a clear where it's like they're the favorite and it would be slim chance for the Lakers to win is the Denver Nuggets. So you don't want to see them fresh. You want to at least see them in the conference finals again when they got a little wear and tear on them and maybe y'all on a little uptick and y'all catch them off guard. But I don't know if you want to see them in the first round.
Yeah, again, if you're the Lakers, you need the easiest path. And to me, it makes more sense to play Oklahoma City and the winner of the Clippers Mavs. because I think the Clippers Mavs is going to be the best series of the first round anyway.
Yeah.
It's easier that way than to say, hey, let's take the Nuggets on. And if by chance we get hot and beat the Nuggets, then we're probably going to have to play the Suns in the second round. And that's a tough matchup as well. It's just easier on this side of the bracket. It just makes more sense.
Drunk, I'm not gonna let you disrespect LeBron James like that with this comment. Anybody come out of that Clippers Mavs bloodbath, gonna walk up to LeBron, cut his head off 4-0, and keep walking. First of all,
they're not going to get swept by them.
Neither one of them teams is sweeping LA. Now, I'm
No,
not even saying that they couldn't get a win in the series, but it ain't gonna be no sweep if they do get a win. That's inside the pocket. Drunk, you better stop betting, man. By the way, I lost the live bet Sunday. AD under 26 points because I thought Darvin, worst coach ever, would eventually sit AD, but he played him the whole game. Yes, stop betting, man. You gotta slow that down, Drunk. I told you, bet with your head, not your hate. Okay, you gotta be smart when you out here.
I don't think they would sweep them. Now, the winner of that series would still be the favorite over the Lakers, but you would have to anticipate that the toll it would take on them to win that series at least would have some sort of effect in that second round. And that's why I think the Lakers at least would be able to hang. I wouldn't pick the Lakers to beat either one of them, but if I'm the Lakers, would I rather face the winner of that potential 7-game series over a Suns team that, we really have no options for? Yeah.
Word. Will said, final thought. My B-Day is Friday. 35 is still alive. Much love to my guys. Your happy early birthday, Will. Enjoy,
happy
man.
Happy birthday, my brother. I'm definitely gonna holler at you. And
I'm saying,
Chicago's on the clock, and that lovely Bayou Barbie's there.
Yeah.
By the way, a lot of y'all, I see a lot of y'all online hating on Angel Reese. Angel Reese is nice, bro. Y'all playing yourselves. I saw at the Garden the other day. I like what I saw at the Garden. I like what I saw there.
Exactly. Oh, hold on. We gotta slow things down for a second. Rest in peace to O.J. Simpson, the Juice Man. Lost the battle with cancer, 72 years young. Obviously, OJ had some situations in his life. However, and I'm gonna say this again, however, if the glove don't fit, then you must have quit. And since people want like to say, if it happens, in the court of law, this is what happens, then you gotta let it go. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, there are people in this country who love to say you gotta let the legal process play out, right?
Mm-hmm. So we ain't gonna stand
we let it play out.
OJ, the Juice Man Simpson. All right, one of the greatest to play the game. Let me go back to Drunk. Chicago just drafted Angel Reese and Cardoza. Reason number one why the WNBA is mid. That's gonna be a fire.
Listen,
right there with them two.
Listen, I mean, I wouldn't say this is mid. I think now they got their modern day version of the Twin Towers.
Yeah, look. You know what I'm saying? Like that's Bird and McHale right there. Just the sister version.
You know, I mean, there's a lot of star power around the league. We know the Liberty loaded up. We know Vegas loaded up. Now Chicago got two of the premier bigs in this year's draft, and now they're ready to compete. So shout out to Chicago.
Yeah, gotta love it, man. Congratulations to Angel Reese. Listen, man, middle finger to all the haters out there that have been hating on Angel Reese. She gonna go into the WNBA and she is going to ball out. Much love to the Bayou Barbie, Angel Reese.
That's a fact.
Will Gordon's comment for sure. Shout out to OJ for giving us one. Drunk says R.I.P. OJ. Yeah, he killed some people, but so did most people's favorite rapper. Yo, you gotta remember. Yo, Drunk, you my guy, man. Oh my goodness. All right, let's get to the talk of New York right now. The talk of the country, basically, man. We're gonna start back here. Kyrie McKnight, Drake versus everybody.
We get into this.
We're gonna be jumping right in. All right, Drake versus everybody is getting crazy in hip hop right now. And I'm gonna tell you this right now. Y'all better leave Drizzy alone. Because if you put out another track like this, a lot of you cats is not gonna make it. If he stop giving y'all features, a lot of you cats is not gonna make it.
Oh, that's
so y'all better apologize, kiss the ring, do what y'all gotta do. Drizzy came with some fire, and he got out about 10 different people, and Okay, all I'm gonna say is this: Metro, go make some drums. Okay.
Listen, I love it. Aside from Cole apologizing, which I still don't understand, and I still don't like. I don't give a fuck how y'all try
Yeah.
to rationalize it. It just makes absolutely no sense. Competition is competition. If I say I'm the best, I got to be willing to prove I'm the best when that time comes. I can't apologize for proving that I'm the best. But it's been an exciting time. I'm tuning in. I'm locked into every track. It's a tough joint. I ain't gonna front. Drake's joint is very tough. I'm waiting to see what Kendrick responds with. I think Ross's joint is very tough as well. The wordplay on it is super crazy. Some of the disses I just don't get. I'm sorry, it's always New York versus everybody. I just don't understand the ASAP Rocky. Just why he's upset with Drake. Like Drake Rihanna was years ago. Why are we still talking about that? The weekend, I don't get the weekend jumping in. It's like I thought they patched up whatever issues they had from years ago. Apparently they didn't. Um, but I guess we should be. I guess we should also be thanking Future and Metro for kind of igniting all this because the song like that with Kendrick is kind of what started all this. So kudos to them. But Drake responded. He responded accordingly. Um, was I surprised? No. Yeah. I would say I was surprised because I think he felt like enough was enough. He felt like too many times people have questioned the pen and the lyricism, and he decided to respond. And kudos to him. He responded. It was a good joint. I give him a lot of credit for it. It was a really good joint.
Yep. Hoop baller scoop. Man, since it's a diverse show, last week J. Cole and said he's sorry and removed his song from streaming platforms. Then Cole goes with the ops and is on Metro's album. Then Drake comes out with this joint. Did you all think Drake came hard? Pause, no Diddy. Then Weeknd and ASAP Rocky diss Drake on some
Yeah.
songs. Then Rick Ross has a diss song out. It has a stop. He being petty to Drake on social. All I can say is wow. Let me go back to the top of this comment. He didn't remove the diss track off of streaming platforms. If you didn't buy the album, you don't have the song anymore. That's what it was. So if you actually bought the album, you still have 7 minute drill. If you didn't buy it, if you just like downloaded it on Apple Music or something or one of the platforms, then you don't have it. But if you actually bought the album, you still have the song. So he didn't take it off of that. In regards to him apologize, first of all, let me stop saying apologize because he didn't apologize. He just said that it was some him making a response to somebody he's cool with was some lame ish to do. So it wasn't really he didn't really apologize, Kendrick. He just said that it was lame. But in regards to everything else that transpired after that happened, Drake went the f off.
Yeah.
That's all that need to be said. And as much as I respect Ross and the track that I thought the track was alright. It wasn't like what Drake did. What Drake did, he went in. He did. He went in. Set the tone on a couple of cats. Kendrick, you don't talked all that ish. You better you better get right because even though I'm not with Cole, stepping back off of what he was saying. 7 minute drill, I still thought was dope and to just be a warning shot. So that means you got to not only outdo that, but now you got to outdo what Drake just did to you. And when he said how you gonna be a stepper with a size 7 men's shoe, you know what I'm saying? Talking about how you getting robbed, dropping give me 50 from your own team. It's a lot that's that you got to unpack with this whole back and forth thing. But I love it for hip hop. I think it's dope. Let me say this now though. Let's keep it in the booth. Okay, we talk about millionaires. Okay, multi-millionaires. This don't gotta trickle out into the street. We just are trying to see who is the best lyrically, who can go to war on the beat and keep going back and forth and dropping bombs. Because I already seen Mac Main was tweeting back and forth against somebody from TDE. No, we're not doing that. Keep all of this on wax, and we just gonna find out who is the best of the best that way.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not happy with Cole apologizing at all. There's so many parts of the process to record a song that at any point Cole could have stopped and said, "Nah, this ain't for me. I'm just gonna leave it alone," or I'll respond accordingly later on. Whether it's a verse on a song or whatever. Um, so I didn't like that from Cole. There's no need to apologize. Like we talked about, if you say you're the best, if you've hinted at being the best, if you've hinted at being the best of your era, why are you apologizing? You lyrical warfare. That's what it is. You going to war. That's it. And whatever happens later on, right? And then you patch it up later on. That's it. He didn't say anything disrespectful. He didn't say anything that crossed any lines. So you leave it at that. You take it how you want to take it, pause, and then if we got to talk later, we talk it later. But to put out the joint and then apologize at Dreamville, I thought was whack. I didn't like that at all.
And the album was fire too. That's
the album is fire. I love that he redid "I'm Ready" with Cam. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
I talking about doing the track with Cam.
Yeah,
Cam intro and it was like, wait, you're not gonna rap?
Right
on the last album.
Right. So I think the apology to me was whack. You didn't have to. I would not have apologized at all. Nah, it is what it is. I said what I said, and whatever. If you respond, then I'll respond back, and that's that.
It is what it is.
To me, I think the thing that caught me off guard was like all the different layers to this, because Drake, he referenced John Morant in a diss because him and John Morant used to date shorty that her son went to Sierra Canyon, who's now right. So like I guess they had a little issue. Then finding out Ross had an issue with Drake because he did the cease and desist against French Montana over a song. Like all these other little layers that we didn't know about, I think makes it a little interesting, because at the time when Drake drops a song, you wondering like, yo, why is he beefing with so many people? Like, why so many people got an issue with Drake right now? Especially people that done features with him. Him and Future did an EP together years ago.
Yeah. Now I did hear not too long ago that, and again, this is allegedly because I ain't speak to Future, nothing like that. But the word around the campfire was that he had an issue with Drake doing the joint with 21 Savage.
I mean, but
I remember hearing that a while ago.
Is Drake not allowed to collab though?
No, I'm against him being that way. But I'm just saying that was what I was hearing. Not too long ago, I was hearing that he had an issue because Drake did the album with 21.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, is that not like it's not allowed? You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't collab with nobody.
Yeah, I was from Atlanta. I can only do a tape with you. I can't.
Yeah, I can't. Right, like I can't do a tape with nobody. I can only do a tape with you. Like, I don't get that, especially since Future has done plenty of work with a lot of different artists as well. I'm sure all those artists and Drake didn't get along. So, but I thought ultimately Drake, he responded accordingly. I thought I knew it was going to be something that was going to be a little catchy and something that like would get continuous play, because that's the smart move if you're Drake. I don't need to.
Drake plays chess.
Right. I was about to say, yeah. Right. The move is to make this a catchy song so that people consistently sing along to it while I'm dissing you.
Yeah. So like, look what he did, right? He said Trav washed you up, cleaned you up. 21 cleaned you up. So now it's like, now you done brought them into it too.
Right.
It's like, you know what I'm saying? So like Drake is very smart. And then he brought Cole back. Cole, you know what I'm saying? It was trash. You know what I'm saying? So Drake is very intelligent. He's a great strategist, and he plays chess. You got to respect it. And he definitely bombed away. Will Gordon, didn't push Just Murder Aubrey a couple years ago being direct.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
He did, but I mean that's pushing, bro. You can't.
Yeah, but that's why Drake never responded to that, because there is no response to that.
Yeah, that's different. Push got him out of there.
That's one of the all-time great diss tracks.
Yeah. So yeah, let that go. But I mean, one thing I will say about Drake, even though people say, he got to respond. Drake, for the most part, you know what I'm saying? If you coming at him, he gonna get back at you, but he's gonna do it very clever.
Yeah,
you know
he's right.
How do you have a song, a diss track versus Meek that gets nominated for a Grammy?
Right.
That's a business move. You know what I'm saying? And that's why Drake is number one right now because he's intelligent. He's a great businessman. He's going to capitalize off of all of this stuff. That's why he
Right.
said, "Yeah, sales. You want to talk about sales? None of these guys is messing with Drake. You want to talk about
No.
money? They're not messing with Drake. You know what I'm saying? So, and then we just bombing away like he's bombing away on this track. What are you going to do, man? You can't stop him.
Yeah, it's tough. I'm telling you, I don't sleep on the Ross track. The Ross track is tough, bro. He's saying
It
some
is.
things on there. He's saying it, and now it's not as catchy as Drake's Drake. His is more in the traditional hip hop sense.
That's why it's not going to hit the same way because for you to really rock with Ross, you gotta be a real hip hop head to put that and compare it to what Drake is doing because Drake ain't just making a diss track, he's making a record
Right.
that you know what I'm saying that's going to be catchy, like you said. Everybody's going to be saying it. You know how watch how many Metro go make some drums. Watch that be like one of the next memes.
It's already
Like
circulating.
that's what I'm saying. So you know what I'm saying? Like Drake is just smart, man. Let me see what Drunk talking about. I want to go on record saying I believe some of these Drake diss tracks is. And I listen to a lot of AI music, setting this off. They were saying that at first, but it's the AI track because it got leaked. That's what they were saying. So, it's like the proof to say they're real, but something is on. You know something we don't know, Drunk? Talk to us, man.
Nah, it's Drake. It's Drake on it. But I mean, it's ultimately it is good for hip hop. I saw Will Gordon's comment about it like being like, passive aggressive. Listen, it's not the same as it once was. We will never try to compare it. Um,
Yeah,
you know, it is, but you take what you get off it, pause. Like, these guys, they're not gonna come at each other's neck, pause, the way rappers did back in the day. It's different.
yeah,
It's similar to, and that's why I said too, I think the J. Cole apology is like the epitome of where we're at as a generation in this current era. Everybody's so concerned with being friends that they don't want to offend anybody. They're so worried about like, getting along that they don't want to compete with each other. And it kind of leaks over to the music as well. Like, are these diss tracks, are any of these all-time classics? No, they're not all-time classics. But for the moment, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? They're going at each other and it's great entertainment. And you hope that it continues to produce great music. But I don't think it's ever fair to compare it to, like Will said, Hit 'Em Up, what Push did, The Bridge Is Over. You can't compare it to that because the energy around the music is completely different now than it was then.
yeah. So we're gonna rock out. I'm gonna go to Imani's last comment on this subject, and then we're gonna get ready to wrap things up. Shout out to Imani. She says the rap game is crazy right now. Ish, the ladies battling too. Be it going at non-rapping Cardi B. Can't wait to Trip and Eric break it all down at the end of the show. Yeah, I seen Meek and Wale was exchanging some words.
They
Like
always arguing, bro. I'm
I'm
tired of them
saying,
two arguing.
well, they can this nigga have to put some tracks out, and we're gonna have to see it. But this
But they always arguing for no reason. They always arguing.
listen, I just want to see the competition, man. That's it. I'm excited about that. Seeing everybody going back and forth. This is what hip hop is supposed to be. All right. It's not about everybody jumping on the track with everybody. Hip hop is about who was the best MC. And I love that we're getting to that right now. Hopefully we can stay in that a little bit longer because there's nothing wrong with a little competition, man. That
Not
back
at
and
all.
forth. Who is the best writer? Who is the best rapper? We want to see all of that. So keep these tracks coming. All right, it's good for the fans, man.
It's amazing for the fans. Like I said, it's good music.
Yeah. Well, I can't even. I'm not even gonna post
We can't
that
put it
comment
up, yeah.
because
But
I would disrespect the goat like that with some nonsense that you just said right there. You my brother, but I can't put that. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully, I can't put that comment up on the
I
screen.
I want to say this though, right? Because I think Will and I, we did our favorite MCs list, and obviously Jay and Nas both made the list, of course, as should.
Mhm.
For me, when it comes to a diss track, I prefer facts over fabrications.
Yeah,
No disrespect to Ether. I don't think there's anything in Ether that was said that was facts. For me, I know a lot of people say Ether was better than Takeover, but for me, Jay was spitting actual facts in Takeover.
Yeah,
Nas
different.
was
It hit different.
right, and to me, it's just different. Nas was more talking fabrication because nothing he said in there was facts about Jay-Z. It was just his own feelings about Jay-Z.
It's
When
just
Jay-Z,
fact value.
right, right. You know what I'm saying? So like when Jay
And
said
even
it was like
they
when
had
Jay said 4 albums in 10 years, like I could divide. That's
yeah,
a fact.
yeah. And when they had I think it was Double XL that did it. This is maybe like 15 years ago, 15, 20 years ago. Not too it was maybe 5 or 6 years after that whole thing went down. And they ranked the top 50 diss tracks and they ranked Takeover ahead of Ether.
That's
It
how I
was
would
like
rate it too.
it was Hit 'em Up, I believe was one. Hit 'em Up was either one or two, and then Takeover and Ether was 3 and 4 on the list of when they did the top 50 diss tracks.
Yeah.
So
But I mean, again, super dope lyricist. And I agree with Will. I love the direct shots as opposed to like I gotta
yeah.
listen to the whole song to figure out. But I thought Drake was very direct in what he said as well because
On this one he
he
was direct. I
he was
know,
direct. He said names.
yeah.
Like so he was very direct in what he said as well.
He said, Ross, you 50, why you still in this?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But yeah, man. Oh, listen, guys, we are going to be my brother is finally making his way back up to New York. So we're gonna be in the studio. We're gonna be in the Bronx studio this weekend shooting some stuff with Justin Biggs. He's gonna meet us in the Bronx for the first time at the Bronx studio, and that's gonna be live. So we'll go on the live with you guys Friday night, somewhere between 8 and 9 o'clock. We're gonna start because we got a couple other things that we got to shoot too. But we're gonna have Justin Biggs with us for an episode of the show. We're gonna break down the Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia fight before we get to the fight on Saturday because it's going down in Brooklyn. So we're gonna make moves over to the Barclays Center on Saturday night as well. We want to be in the building for that fight. Eric, give us a final thought, man.
As always, man, we appreciate everybody who rock with us every week, taking the time to just show us support and continue to push this movement forward, man. Friday, looking forward to. We're gonna say 9 o'clock just to be safe. Trip. We'll say 9 o'clock. We'll figure out how we're gonna do the live. We may be live from our phone while we're in the studio, but definitely rock with us. Tune in, send in your questions because it is going to be a great episode as we get into this fight. That to me, I always say this time of year is boxing season, and I think this is that first fight that really kicks off boxing season. We got Canelo with the big fight coming up next month, and some great fights moving forward. I think Tank is the month after that, so the
Exactly.
next 3 months. We got some forward to sitting down with Justin and picking his brain on this fight. And then we will be in the building. And one of the other things I wanted to bring to the platform as well, Trip and I last year, we got to go to our first football game together. We done been to baseball games, we done been to basketball games. That was the first time we did the football game. One of the aspects right, that was our first football one. One of the aspects I wanted to introduce to it because I feel like we're building such a great rapport with all of our followers and our supporters. Let us know what cities y'all in. Let us know where we should go for a game, man. We're trying to take a road trip somewhere. We're trying to see different stadiums and different cities. Let us know where you're at, man, and maybe we could pull up to a city where you guys are at and enjoy a game with you guys, whether it's NFL or NBA next season. That's something that I think I would love for us to integrate into what we're doing right now because I feel like we're building such a great rapport with you guys. But hey, man, other than that, I look forward to seeing you guys on Friday night. And then again, we'll probably I don't know if we're going to do Sunday or Monday next week, but at some point we're going to see you guys again. But again, we appreciate all the love and support.
Since we're gonna do Friday night with Justin Biggs, and then we got the fight on Saturday, so we may take this weekend, but who knows? Maybe
right.
we might still want to just rock out. Thank you guys again to all of the supporters. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button, man. Subscribe to that YouTube channel, like the Facebook page, and all of that. Big shout out to everybody on Facebook. Gary Blankenship, thank you, man. Appreciate you. I see all the Facebook cats. Come to St. Louis. Y'all can watch Crackheads fight with me. Drunk. First of all, if I go to St. Louis, we're gonna be with Big Gene. We ain't going to St. Louis without Big Gene because I heard it's
So
St. Louis ain't no joke.
if
So we gotta go.
we go to the Lou, yeah, we're gonna take Gene with us because Gene from out there. We can only go out there for baseball. Ain't no football, basketball out there.
Oh, that's right, because everybody got
Yeah,
traded away.
we could probably do that. We could do a baseball trip out there. You know what I'm saying? But we gonna need the love that I don't know if y'all watch BMF. I know Trip that we gonna need the love that Meech was getting out there in the loop. We gonna y'all gotta show us love out there. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta show us some love out there in the loop. But maybe we could make that happen for a baseball trip.
If we were drunk, we good in them streets out there. It's all good.
Yeah.
Drunk got us. You know what I'm saying?
Drug, you gotta put us all to the spots, let us know what's going on out there. But it would be a baseball trip because obviously ain't no football or basketball out there.
Exactly. All right, man. So listen, guys, y'all stay tuned in with us. We're gonna send y'all the info for Friday night. I'll post it up later this week so y'all can tune in when we have Justin Biggs back with us. You guys are supporting us on all our social media, Instagram, Twitter at Real Fan Talk, Facebook.com/Real Fans Real Talk. And of course, subscribe to that YouTube channel, YouTube.com/For the Fans Productions. And don't worry if you're not in New York City on Thursday nights and you can't watch from 8 to 9 p.m. on Verizon 43. You can still watch them anywhere in the world. Just go over to that website, realfansrealtalk.com. Click the red button on the homepage, and you can watch them anywhere in the world. If you are going to be at the fight on Saturday night, yo, man, shoot us a message. Come have a drink with us at the bar, all right? That's what you know what I'm saying. Come have a drink with us at the bar. If you're gonna be at the fight on Saturday night, we might take a couple of shots. Because we got the plug over there at the Barclays and at the Garden too. Because they kind of know us over here. So we got
A big deal.
Barclays Center, we got MSG, and we got what's the Miami's arena? We got Miami Arena. You know what I'm saying? We got family.
Is that American Airlines?
I think that's what it is. We got all three of those, you know what I'm saying? But we try to definitely spread out and put our stamp down in a couple of other places. With that being said, hold up. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast too, man. The Sanchez Show and the Real Fans Real Talk podcast, streaming on all major platforms. All right, and just stay tuned, man, because we ain't going nowhere. All right. So with that being said, for myself, Trip Young, and my brother, my co-host, Eric Sanchez, aka Legend in 2 Games, we up out of here.
See y'all Friday night.
Sir.